Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So, wherever you are in this amazing globe, I hope you're all having a nice day today. We're going to discuss XRP and its recent surge. Everyone claims that it stems from the excitement surrounding ETFs. Well, this was posted by Smoke. The recent surge in XRP can be attributed to Ripple's incorporation into banking payment processes. It's just getting started. With a one-week change of plus 5.2%, the Ripple XRP USDT is above both the 7-day and 30-day moving averages, indicating bullishness. A slight price recovery was aided by the confidence generated by CME Group's introduction of XRP futures contracts. Although regulatory ambiguities still affect sentiment, growing institutional interest, including Ripple's incorporation into banks' payment flows, also helped to sustain a modest recovery. Things are going to change quickly once the legal ambiguities are resolved, and Atkins declares that the Ripple vs. SEC case is now totally resolved. Some claim that the price of XRP already accounts for the conclusion of the Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit. Although it may be, the institutional adoption of XRP that follows is not factored in. We've warned you, according to Pundit, XRP won't stay at $220 indefinitely. When they have to publish an essay informing you that the price will not be constant indefinitely, it's quite awful. And I believe that occurs because so many people continue to claim that XRP will never move. It's only sideways. The same thing was thought by everyone who is holding back at 50. It is currently holding above $2. And won't be at this pricing for very long. It will eventually have more legs up and then more legs up. Additionally, there will be a huge surge in XRP, shattering trust in ProShares. The debut date of the XRP ETF has been moved to May 14, 2025. Therefore, that ought to have caused XRP's price to drop again. But it didn't. The cost remained stable. Eleanor Tourette is the source of this. Some additional information from a recent conversation with ETF Guru. All of these dates are tentative, and Q4 is probably when final decisions on many of the cryptocurrency ETFs will be made. James plans to make a final decision regarding the XRP Spot ETF by the middle of October, around the 18th. The SEC might not take that long to decide, but a lot will depend on how involved they are with the applications. Additionally, they postponed till June 17th Franklin Templeton's XRP Spot ETF. However, it may occur sooner, and that mid-October timetable is when everyone believes this run will start. They're all saying the same thing, therefore they're heading there. A modest increase over the summer that culminated in a huge rise in the fourth quarter. Additionally, we anticipate substantially higher price points for XRP because the ETFs will be going live at the same time. Additionally, ISO is in November. Withdraw your XRP to a cold wallet, according to one expert. This is the reason. I always advise against keeping your cryptocurrency on exchanges. That's what I always say. I'm trying to inform you that you don't just go to the grocery store and buy groceries. Don't purchase cryptocurrency on the exchange and then abandon it. Edo Farina, however, is providing even another justification for transferring your XRP to a cold wallet. Fina stressed the possible risk of holding digital assets on exchanges during market turbulence in a post on X advising XRP investors to transfer their holdings to cold wallets. He wrote, "Withdraw your XRP to a cold wallet, but don't give financial advice." Additionally, he issues a warning regarding Tether's potential demise, which he believes would trigger a broad market meltdown. He pointed out that Tether's failure might seriously harm Bitcoin and compel exchanges to stop accepting withdrawals. That Tether bomb is still ticking, you know. It is impossible to make something valuable out of nothing and then invest it in Bitcoin. Tether has been doing that for years. Once we have stablecoin rules in place, I believe the United States will see Tether's biggest hit. Tether will be forced to leave the U.S. as a result, which will be very detrimental. That might result in Tether depletion. Additionally, the United States and Massachusetts are catching up to all of these other nations. The US and UK will work together to increase the uptake of cryptocurrencies. You recall how I told you back in 2022 that we would have very comparable crypto legislation across nations because, in the event that there were disparate regulations across nations, cross-border payments would not even be successful. By 2025, the asset class will be more well-known than ever, and the US and UK will work together to encourage the adoption of cryptocurrencies. In fact, it has been claimed that the US and the UK will collaborate in their efforts to improve crypto legislation and foster sector growth. Remarkably identical rules. Stable coin restrictions will have the same effect. There will be something extremely similar to MA in the US. It will be fairly similar to MA in the UK. In the upcoming months, you will see this in many nations, since you cannot have legislation that vary from one country to another if you want cross-border payments to function smoothly. There's no logic behind it. Major international corporate corridors are already covered by Ripple, including the US, UK, Singapore, India, and Sweden. The facilities are available, and these are only a few rails. You are aware of the Ripple rails, which have expanded to every nation on the planet. While the crypto crackdown was taking place in the US and Ripple was involved with the SEC, this was taking place behind the scenes. "Well, the hell with the US," Ripple simply remarked. "We intend to construct outside of the United States." And they did just that. Now that we have a president that supports cryptocurrency and other initiatives, things are beginning to move quickly in the US as well. Additionally, domestic tracks will be installed throughout the United States. However, as David Schwartz stated, we may become proficient with domestic rails. That isn't the issue. We must become proficient in international payments. All of the issues are there. Thus, domestic payments will be simple after they handle cross-border transactions, similar to micropayments. Users report difficulties accessing money, and a major U.S. bank city is also affected by a nationwide outage. Since the EU is experiencing a blackout, you are aware that this is imminent. We all knew this was going to happen, and now everyone is claiming that the banks will be the next to fall. As you are aware, we experienced numerous outages last year. The same thing happened during the subsequent outage in 2023, and this will continue. The banks will use XRP since they are also experiencing a severe liquidity problem. However, because Uphold was also down, Warm 226 put this out. The reason Flare Network's design is so important to the financial industry's future is because of outages like this, in which all trade is stopped because of centralized back-end problems. Let's dissect it. What took place? The service-wide problem was experienced by Uphold. This entails warnings, no settlements, no trades, and no access to assets. Centralized systems operating near infrastructure single points of failure run the danger of this. How can Flare assist in resolving this? Smart contracts are used for decentralized order execution. Exchanges can create open trading logic with deals verified and performed on the chain rather than by a backend because to Flare's EVM compatibility. Even during outages, trades may proceed without authorization if Uphold had even a partial Flare-backed DEX layer. Use F assets in conjunction with a state connection to trust an asset representation. Flare makes it possible to represent genuine Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP on-chain in a way that minimizes trust. Less reliance on external custodians or centralized wallets that can be taken offline results from this. For real-time data, use FTSO. Flare offers the centralized, continuously updated pricing using the Flare Time Series Oracle rather than depending on an internal API. Traders can use FTSO feeds to monitor market activity and restart external deals even if Uphold's internal pricing goes down. Users may be able to keep their assets in their wallets thanks to self-custody and trading in a platform built on Flare. Through smart contracts, they might then maintain control and continue to trade. Never again will there be centralized wallet outages. This demonstrates how revolutionary Flare is. However, this also demonstrates why you shouldn't keep your cryptocurrency on exchanges. Since these outages occur in a single second, you are suddenly unable to sell your XRP. You exchange your XRP. Imagine that as XRP continues to hit new all-time highs, you want to benefit. But the exchange declines. The price is now declining. Again, you sell at a reduced price when the exchange reopens. We, therefore, require better options. And I've been emphasizing this for some time. The good news is that there are always fresh possibilities available, and this is just more false information. XRP was authorized as a $10 million payment to the U.S. Treasury for the U.S. national debt. By accepting XRP as a form of payment for the national debt, the U.S. Treasury made history. This is bogus news, though. I keep coming across articles regarding XRP that are completely made up. I saw one earlier today that stated that XRP will now have a price tag from the Treasury, and it will go into effect today. We are well aware that won't occur. However, it only encourages people to click on it. This foolishness is genuinely believed by some people. Listen, as holders, we are aware of where XRP is headed. We are aware of what we are carrying. The future appears to be bright. Fake news is not necessary to inform us of current events. Sincerely, I think ISO will be XRP's next significant move. The ETFs will be fantastic, in my opinion. The institutional wave is going to be amazing, in my opinion. Regulations will undoubtedly help XRP, in my opinion, but ISO will be more significant than most people realize. Many individuals are downplaying it. Additionally, they're downplaying it. Either they own Bitcoin and are aware of what's coming, or they're just trying to spread false information about XRP. As it's not only I have demonstrated on numerous occasions that XRP, XLM, or any other ISO-compatible cryptocurrency connected to a compliant network will receive a significant boost inside ISO messaging. Both it can be used and it will be used. All you need to know is that. What is the function of XRP? It speeds up and lowers the cost of payments. Even when customers choose to use Riplet exclusively, it's quick and inexpensive, but the secret ingredient that makes it even quicker and less expensive is XRP. That's what I'm anticipating, and after ISO goes live, we'll discuss it, and the future is going to be fantastic. I keep saying this because I need you to know what's about to happen. The serenity is still here. The storm is on its way. Be patient, remain optimistic, and let's grow rich together till it happens. That being said, I will now conclude this video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank to everybody. The next one will see you. Enjoy your evening.